back to the YouTube channel Pro Enzo Vids, and this is my State of Origin Game 1 2023 match preview. For another year in a row, State of Origin returns, and how good is it? It's an amazing, I guess, time of the year when Origin does come around the corner. It's something to get hyped up about, and it's something to be really excited about. And obviously, for another year in a row, Origin will be, I guess, hyped up as something big, as it should. And no, it should be a great game one, I hope, because State of Origin is supposed to be a game where I guess it displays the best, the best, you know, like the best players from New South Wales in that state against the best players from Queensland in that state. So, you know, it's something to really look forward to, and I cannot wait. I really am looking forward to game one on Wednesday night. Should be a cracker, and honestly, go the Blues, but may the best team win in all honesty. Before I do start, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new watching right now, and comment your tips in the comment section down below, because I'd love to hear what everyone's predicting for Wednesday night. It should be a interesting sort of, I guess, well, it'll be interesting to see who everyone's tipping on Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to seeing who everyone is tipping between Queensland and New South Wales. But yeah, obviously, like last year and the year before, do my State of Origin game previews. Basically, go through my key players. Basically, go through, I guess, the players to look out for from both states. Also, give some predictions about the first try scorers, anytime try scorers, and stuff like that. And obviously, of course, my final tip for the game and much more. But as the preview goes on, a lot more will come up. So, hope you all enjoy, and let's get into it. Now, with the big news today of Latrell Mitchell being ruled out for game one of State of Origin, a huge blow for the Blues, obviously. That now means that Stephen Crichton will come into the team in the centres, and obviously Stephen Crichton will be up against Val Holmes, who was originally supposed to be versing Latrell Mitchell, but because of Latrell Mitchell's recent calf injury, yeah, he has to be sit out now. So, yeah, look, as for that injury, I think that's a real concern for us as a Blues supporter here. Yeah, losing Latrell obviously hurts, and I spoke about this on my podcast, that how big of a loss he will be because of his impact and what he brings to a side. So his intensity, his intimidation will be lost, and I think that's hard to replace. But Stephen Crichton is a good you know, backup centre for the Blues, because he obviously has been playing in some big moments before, like the grand final and a few NRL finals appearances with the Panthers. But obviously, in State of Origin in recent times hasn't been the best sort of occasion for him, as he's lost most of them and hasn't been performing at that well. But if he plays outside of Ryan Toto, I think that there's potential for them to really gel well together. And I know in the past that they've struggled in Origin, but I really do believe that them two together would be a dynamic duo. And I mean, they're the best defensive combo in the competition. So it'd be crazy for Freddie not to consider having them two together and have Fox and Turbo on one side together. So I'd do that personally. But yeah, that's the big news that Latrell Mitchell's out for State of Origin game 1. Okay, that's my key matchups now for both Queensland and New South Wales. So basically, going to pick 3 players from both sides that are in comparison to the same position as they both play, and sort of just you know, go through why I think these are key matchups in my opinion. So the very first one is the battle of the fullbacks, Reece Walsh and James Tedesco. Number 2, I've got the battle of the halfbacks, obviously, Daly Cherry-Evans and Nathan Cleary. And a bold one, actually, for the last one, the battle of the back rowers, Tom Gilbert and Hudson Young. I think they're my top 3 matchups on the ground. Now, the first one, why Reece Walsh and James Tedesco? Well, I think this is the reason why, because Tedesco has been in this arena so many times and has proven to be a consistent performer, and he has proven that he is a champion player. Like, he obviously is a champion player, has done a lot for the state and for the Roosters. So I think, yeah, him playing up against an informed Reece Walsh, who's coming out of nowhere this year and has exploded for the Broncos, you know, comes to Origin with momentum, and obviously, you know, he's still very young, Walsh, and obviously playing NRL and Origin is a lot of a different intensity. So we'll see how Walsh handles it, because Ponga is normally the fullback, but wasn't picked this year, which is fair enough in my opinion, because Walsh has been better. But yeah, it's basically young versus the old. So does the experience count more? Does the youth and inform come on top? But yeah, I think Walsh and Tedesco is one of my key matchups. As for the other one, Daly Cherry-Evans versus Nathan Cleary, well, it's pretty obvious, because these two players are the ones that are supposed to lead their side to victory. Obviously, Cherry Evans did that last time when these two sides did play in Origin in Game 3, and obviously Blues lost the series and Queensland won it. And obviously, Cherry Evans is a class player. Like, obviously, I'm a Manly fan. Of course, I'll back him. But, you know, obviously, he is a player that we have to stop, because if Blues are to win, they have to, I guess, stop Cherry Evans from creating, I guess, opportunities around him and directing traffic, which he always does really well. So Nathan's got to step up and do a job on him. And you know, it's hard for me to say that, because I really love Cherry Evans, and like, it just feels weird backing against him, because obviously the player I've watched for a very long time and have supported it for ages. But yeah, in this instance, we have to stop him. We have to stop the captain from having a good performance. But yeah, look with Cleary, obviously at NRL level, he's been a lot more consistent maybe. But he's a class player, Cleary, and they both are. But yeah, I think the way he's been playing for Penrith, and obviously in Origin before, if he can play a good game in Origin, not one of the ones where he goes a bit quiet, he'll be worth it, and worth keeping in the side, worth, I guess, praising. So hopefully for the Blues' sake, Cleary plays well. But the battle of Cherry Evans and Cleary is water class, as I like to say. So bring it on. And as for the last one, the bold one, the battle of the back rowers, Tom Gilbert and Hudson Young. So obviously Gilbert's been playing his third or second Origin series. So it's good to see Gilbert be picked yet again in the starting side this time. And Hudson Young's obviously making his New South Wales and Origin debut. So these two back rowers are fireheads. Like, obviously they are ones that can erupt easily if drama breaks out. Tom Gilbert is a tough bloke, and yeah, he is someone that if you get under his skin, I think he'll go off. Same with Hudson Young. Hudson Young obviously has said that he wants to get the grubbiness and all the shit talking out of his game, but no, we need that Hudson Young with aggression for this game, because Hudson Young is a terrific player when he plays with aggression, and when he plays with aggression, you know, he's a very class player, and I think we need that sort of Hudson Young on the field. So if he can run amok and sort of just, I guess, be aggressive, and yeah, him and Gilbert may clash a couple of times. I can just see it from a long way, because these two are very very strong personalities in the field. So we'll see they do clash. But yeah, I think Hudson Young and Tom Gilbert's a very underrated battle, so I'm looking forward to that. All right, my two players to look out for both Queensland and New South Wales. So obviously for Queensland, if there's a player that they have to look out for from the Blues, I'll start with first. The player from the Blues, I think, is the one that Queensland should be wary of and looking out for, is obviously, in my opinion, Api Koroisau from hooker. I think Api Koroisau playing for the Blues this year is a real, consider it a surprise, I suppose, because obviously Cook's been the hooker for a very long time for the Blues and has done a great job and has proved that he is ready for that sort of level for a long time now. And obviously now, with him not being there, it's now up to Api Koroisau to prove that he is the real hooker and is the one that should be staying in that position, going forward. So yeah, I think Api combining from the middle with Luai, Cleary, and Tedesco, that could really open up some space for them them three, I should say, run their own show, run their game. And obviously, Api has that connection with the Penrith boys and Luai and Cleary. And I think he'll gain good momentum off some hard runs by hopefully Payne Haas, Paolo, and probably as well Pangai Jr. So that's what he needs. He needs those forwards to really make some good meters and make some great runs. And then Api will, we know how Api plays. Like, obviously, he has a good running game and ducks under tackles and runs and makes meters. And Api plays off the back of momentum. So I think if Queensland are to watch out one player, it's got to be Koroisau, because he is a player that can be very deadly on his day. So watch out for him. And for Queensland, one player that I think the Blues need to look out for, who is a bit of a danger man in my opinion, has to be Cameron Munster. I think Munster for this series in Game 1 will be very dangerous, because normally he starts off Game 1 really well, Munster. He's always turning up for Game 1 and always putting in 100%, 110% effort. So, and he's very unpredictable. Like, obviously Munster is a great player in his own right, but you don't know what he's going to do sometimes. Like, he's obviously standing still sometimes and thinking about a trick play to do. And normally it's a bit weird how he just stands there and just sort of runs in circles. But honestly, he's that unpredictable and is that good at what he does. You don't need to question it, because Munster's a class player. And yeah, look, the way he does play in Origin often is really good. And yeah, I think Blues need to really keep an eye out on him for sure. So Munster and Koroisau are for mine, both what New South Wales and Queensland have to look out for. Okay, on to my anytime try scorers and first try scorer for this game. Anytime try scorers for the New South Wales Blues, I'll start with first. I will back in James Tedesco for a try in game 1. I will also back in the winger for the Blues, Josh Adokar, in his return to State of Origin. I do believe he will score a try. And if there's 2 more I will pick, I will also pick Hudson Young in debut. And I'm going to also back in Nathan Cleary for a try. And as for Queensland, for anytime try scorers there, I'm liking Cobbo. I'm liking Munster. I can also see Fafita scoring a try, David Fafita. And I can see also the Hammer getting a try as well anytime. Like, I just have a feeling that some of those boys might get a try anytime. As for first try scorer though, tough one. But I am going to back first try scorer. Let's go Tom Trbojevic, first try scorer. On to my final prediction for the game and my man of the match for game 1 of State of Origin. I will go for the Blues to win here, 24 points to 18. Obviously, who else would I pick? Not the Maroons, no way. So, Blues 24-18. And like I said, Tom for first try. And obviously my man of the match will also be in this game. I reckon he'll shut the critics up and have a big one. Jerome Luai, I think, will be my man of the match for game 1 of State of Origin in Adelaide. I think he'll have a big game. Obviously, Hines will probably play a bit more of a role as well around the middle. But I think Luai will have a big game and get man of the match for the Blues. But that is my final prediction for the game. I have the Blues winning 24 points to 18. First try scorer, Tom Trbojevic. Anytime try scorers that 2 confident ones I've got. I named 4 for both sides, but the 2 confident ones I've got is Sel and Cobbo, and I reckon Tedesco. I'm confident them 2 will score. But anyways, everyone, that's my end to my game 1 of State of Origin match preview. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please do comment your tips in the comment section down below. Like, who are you backing for State of Origin? Are you a Blues supporter or are you a Queensland supporter? And let me know some of your bold predictions, like who's your player, man the match for game 1 and first and anytime try scorers. Love to hear it all. But thank you for watching. Make sure to check out my tips for tomorrow.